So I'd love to share with you a personal revival story that comes from the nation of Scotland. And the reason that I'd love to do this is because I am the product of a revival that was happening in Australia in 1974. And as a 14-year-old girl, I experienced a life-changing moment with Jesus. And someone I knew must have been praying, but I didn't know who it was. And about 3 years ago, I was given the family story, and I discovered my grandfather, 4 generations back, lived in a town called Ferres. And I discovered when I read that he said these words to his pastor when he was dying, that the only thing he was concerned about was had he served his precious Lord Jesus well enough. In Scotland, there's an area called Ferres, which is a combination of little fishing villages. And in 1850 to about 1860, some amazing things of God was happening over that period of time. About the 1850s, you read what a deplorable state it was in because of the violence of alcohol. There was lack of food in the families. There was great poverty. But what happened was there was a revival that came and started in 1859, continued to 1860 and further on, because there was in this small community a small number of praying men and women. And as these men and women began to pray, there was a gentleman called James Flett, and he was a Findoki fisherman on a trip, and he acquired a bundle of leaflets from a bookshop providing news of the spread of the 1858 revival of America. These he distributed in his home village, and others heard of the power accompanying that distribution and when he spoke, and invited him to their many villages. So many of us have heard of the Scottish revival in the Hebrides, but few of us know that God hears in small places. And I wanted to share this because it's my own family history, but also to encourage us to keep on praying. If there's only a small handful that are praying for revival, this is testimony that God hears that. And I am the result of a small handful of people praying down the generations. That was in the 1860s. And over 100 years later, I get to carry something in God that was planted because somebody prayed.